I tried to do it that one week. I tried to just pretend like what we just watched was like, I was like, damn, that was crazy. That just happened. And Chase didn't go with it. So here we are.
Here we are. So he's so sad about it.
back at the Bunk
So
live for episode 4.
after the dance was so lit, I got lost. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so I haven't actually made it back to the bunk
I'm going to make
myself.
a banner. Got some guests tonight, Chase. Introduce them. I'm going to make a banner real quick.
Yes, we do. We got some guests with us tonight. We got Catherine Bokenkamp, who plays Annie, and Isabella Cooper, who plays Alice. Thanks for being here, you two. This was a big episode for both of you. This was like your singular big episode, Catherine, and we were happy you were such a good sport about it, because we asked a lot of you day one, and I was so nervous. I was like, I just feel like she's gonna show up and be like, I want nothing to do with this. And just take off.
It's really funny because that was the second time in the space of a month where I died in a bathtub.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's funny.
So I was used to it.
Yeah. Well, thoughts?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm just posting and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
This guy. Look, I'm at a wedding and I still managed to.
The backstage story of John and I breaking the bed.
Breaking the shit out of my bed. Yeah, it was.
Wait, sorry, be right back.
You should. Yeah, that little, and of course, as you can tell, we kept it classy here at Chase and Shep, with the old PG-13 sex sequence, keeping it classy. But even in keeping it classy, my bed was broken to shards. It was already busted in the middle, and we did a few takes of John dropping Catherine down onto the bed, and every single take we have, you can just hear this just loud, just crack, like every single time. So yeah, I have a new mattress now, so I sleep a little better. Yeah,
sleep a little better now.
For a while, I got to sleep in this little like sunken hole in the middle of my bed, and just think of you guys every time.
That's funny.
Indeed.
That was a very fun scene to shoot, though. Like all around, because it was just it was different. We ain't never done nothing like that, and like for me doing the effects stuff, it was fun to play around and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the bathtub scene looked really good, and maybe I'm biased because, again, like I said, I was like, I got this thing and pump and tube, and we're gonna try it. But I think it turned out really good. And, like we talked about on episode 2, you only get one shot really at that. So I think for one shot at going and doing that, it's like
not too shabby. Yeah.
Nah, not at all.
So yeah. Pulling double duty over here.
The water breaking was good too.
Yes, yeah, and that looked good how it showed up there and stuff. Oh man, yeah, I was just like, hey, I think I was Snapchatting about it at that time. Like, hey, I did that. Look.
Yeah. Whenever I've shown anybody this episode, just as a preview, I always say we go from our most realistic looking effect to our fakest effect in like 0.5 seconds. The actual birth itself, and then you see the baby, you're like, oh. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was happy.
I was going to say that what I really appreciated about that scene was it was also like a really unexpected development for John, because a lot of people were not the biggest fan of his character prior.
Yeah.
And you also didn't really get to know Annie, so it was really just like a combination of seeing this character develop through this other character that was just introduced, and then she just dies, and then seeing his like raw reaction to it. And also I can't obviously go into details about 5, but just like seeing how John handles it is it's so crazy, such a just huge shift that I really enjoyed seeing, and I think was really, really well done.
Yeah, the day we filmed that, it was interesting because I feel like between Catherine and John, it was like two opposite ends of the spectrum as far as experience goes. And so it was cool to watch you two work together. And I'm genuinely very proud of John because for as much as we worked on that scene, that in episode 5, I mean, he really, gives it his all. I mean, he really gave us, especially with the episode 5 stuff. Obviously we can't get into it right now, but
he kept asking me to push him into the bathtub harder. He's like, "You're not pushing me hard enough. Really shove me." And I was like, "I'm trying."
He was all about that too.
It's funny because all he did was bitch about it afterwards. He's like, "I'm covered in bruises. I hurt so bad."
Really?
He's all like, "I sacrificed myself for this." I'm like, "You asked for this, so we don't feel bad."
He's like, "Let's do it again."
Do it again, but really shove me, really push me. Yeah.
That'll just have to be like a blooper reel you put together, just all the shoves.
Just all the shoves.
I'd love it.
Actually, what Bella was saying, it's interesting because I feel so bad because here we got Catherine to play Annie, and you're so talented. And unfortunately, the character of Annie was just so in flux, like during all of production. Originally, we thought about cutting the character, and then we expanded the character, and then we replaced the actress. At that point, we're like, well, we don't even know if we're still going to use this character or not. So originally, John and Annie were supposed to make it all the way till the end. Things worked out very differently. And what Bella was saying about seeing that change, that shift in John's character, was originally a big part of that story. And Annie was a much bigger character. And we got to see just how much, because, we hear Annie talk about it in this episode where she's like, you guys don't know him like I do. And the original version of the story, we got to see more of that, like what Annie saw. And we got to see John live up to that, like by the end of the story. And that you guys got to live happily ever after, as opposed to everybody else. Like, I think you guys had the best ending, and somehow things got flipped along the way.
But there's always season 2 now.
That's true.
There's always the second season now to turn things back around.
It's in development. We've got the idea, and we're definitely pretty excited. I think if we just told people right now, they'd be like, "What?" But I think by the end of the series, they'll be like, "We can see that, but that's still pretty crazy." But
intrigue.
Yeah, so I'll have to tell you about it since we haven't seen each other. I haven't had the opportunity to tell you what it is, and Annie will have a much better part next time around.
Yeah,
it's okay. This was a fun. I can't say I've ever given birth to a demon baby before, so
Well, and I think it's like that demon baby is now in within our universe. So even though your character might not have the biggest part right there, I mean, like, she does have a pivotal part within the whole summer camp series as a whole by the end of it, in my opinion. Because there's a lot of twists and turns. There's a lot of twists and turns yet to come that I do like. Because I was thinking on that earlier today, and I was like, I think by the end of this, and especially like where we're already brainstorming of going on season 2, it's like I think it might be that by season 2 you'd realize that your character in season 1 was a lot bigger than just one huge episode and died. I think.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, it should be dope.
Yeah,
it should be dope. But but this episode was good, and I like the stuff you and Tony were doing too on the flip, the little yin to the yang of what was going on with this episode, the craziness at one end, and then you look like you got this nice, cute little love story going on the other side, and it just gets all fucking crazy.
Oh my gosh. I cannot express like how much I love this episode for both Sean and for Alice, because Tony gets to play a demon, like that's awesome. And then Alice, I don't know necessarily a demon, but I don't know. But it's such an important episode for Alice. I mean, a lot of them are, because I feel like in episode 2 that was a very strong moment for Alice, and then this is also a very strong moment for Alice because
Mm-hmm.
after she leaves, you're like, oh well, what does she do? Does she go cry? Like, does she go like back to her cabin and cry? No, she goes back to the dance, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, you know, it really just it shows how strong Alice is, and I think it really shows how much of a good example she really can be for like a strong lead character female. I'm just going on a tangent, but yeah,
No, I hear.
I'm so excited for what is already in store for Alice and what there is in the future for her because she's just so. I look up to her so much myself.
No, I enjoyed it too because it was like a take no bullshit moment,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoyed that because it's like it could have, you know, those situations can go much worse, and she definitely stood up for herself and was like, nah, you know what, Sean, go fuck yourself, buddy. Like I ain't here for that, and it's like, you know what, nope, everybody else is over here vibing and having a good time. I'm going back to that. I'm joining that.
Yeah. That was one scene I was really glad I thought of at the last minute. Like, obviously, that's something else that intrigues me about this episode personally as the editor, is just that, like, and as the director, I said even way before we shot this episode that this was the episode I was looking forward to filming the most. Because, you know, I love doing the music video stuff. I love filming the music. And this episode I knew was going to be very music heavy. We have that opening shot that's like a 4-minute long uninterrupted take that we did in one take. We did not do that any other time. We only did it the one time, and that's the take that's in there. No prep, no planning. We're like, yeah, let's just do it this way. So that was definitely like my crowning jewel on this. But at the last second, when I was listening to some of the music that we ended up completely changing, I changed all the music that we shot to as well. But I was listening to Rapper's Delight, and that's where I got the idea to film that last scene, because I'm like, you know what? It's like nobody says anything. The credits are going to play over it, and it's something so small that I feel like it's going to add a lot to like the characters, and I think that it does. You know, I told you, I was like, very specifically, you know, before we didn't see Alice come back, and the next time we see her, you know, isn't for a little while, so we don't really know what happened to her after that. But with this, we get to see, oh, she didn't go back and cry in her bunk or anything like that. She went and she rejoined everybody again, and we get to see a little bit of you and Jack, as like we get to see a little bit of your friendship, like in that moment. There's just a lot of little tiny details in that scene that I'm really glad we ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have something important I want to note. I was thinking while I was watching the episode, there is a key moment in this episode that's like, you know how I was talking about there. I have that person I talked to that was like, when are you ever supposed to be Team Jack? This episode.
Yeah.
This is where you start seeing it.
Yeah.
Right. That is true.
It's always, I think it speaks volumes because he does it behind the scenes too. So it makes you always wonder, like, how much does he like worry about her, talk about her?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely an episode filled with little details. I feel like, and I'll be very excited to go back and rewatch everything when it's all said and done. There's definitely some moments in this episode in particular that plays a lot different once you know how this show ends. So I'm looking forward to people going back and rediscovering some details once they know how things are going to play out. But there's a particular scene with Catherine and another character that I think plays very different once the show is over. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too, man. I'm very excited for it to keep going and finish out here. If it, you know, it's halfway done now at this point because that was episode 4, so we got 4 more left on it.
Yep.
And this is where it's off the rails now. I think this episode started going there and showing that a lot of weird stuff has happened, Chase, since you read out of that book, homie.
My bad.
Hey, all I can say that is I can just keep denying because it's like, yo, it was filmed. I didn't read out of it. I said I didn't know how.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's been really fun, and it's been fun filming this, doing a lot of different shit than I've ever done because I only done music up until this point. So this all this filming stuff's brand new to me too.
Yeah. I did inform a couple of our cast members today that you pulled a Big Willie style.
Oh,
and
yes.
Will be gracing us with a theme to the show.
I had to, man. I had to. It's been a dream of mine ever since a child. Ever since I saw Independence Day, I think, and Men in Black.
I was
was
gonna
like,
say,
yo, and Wild Wild West. You know, all them. I was
oh
like,
yeah, oh yeah. I
he always
forgot.
had the hits.
He did too. Wild Wild West. That was a good one.
That was very.
I was just thinking the first two Men in Blacks.
I believe Cisco was in it, right? I'm gonna say that. I believe. I might be wrong, but I believe Drew Hill was featured. Cisco, thong song.
What are you Googling?
No, I was about to, but I was like, we don't need to. Point is, yes, I did make a song for Chase and Shep. The camp.
I'm very excited.
It's pretty good. It slaps. It slaps. Again, I might be biased since I made it, but it slaps. It slaps. But yeah, man. It's been a wild episode, man. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I was sitting back drinking a little bit of whiskey while I was watching it because I just knew it was going to be intense. So I needed something. Needed something to calm that.
Yeah, without giving anything away, I will say for all of those people who are going to be ready for the giggles next week, I'd bring a box of tissues. Because things are. Next week's our Emmy-winning episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's definitely. I feel like even in both versions of the story, Annie always plays a pivotal role. You know, like it is the events that happen with Annie that really springboards a lot of other stuff that happens. So
it's rough though because since you don't get to know her much, her death doesn't have as much of an impact.
Yeah, which is truly unfortunate.
Right.
Yeah, because what did you say?
Oh, you're just like this random redhead that just like shows up, has this kind of in-depth conversation about sex, drops her cross, and then bam, she's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like
originally,
like the dropping of the cross, though. I like that part.
Yeah, I was glad we knew that. I almost cut it out because I didn't know how to quite work it in, but I made it work. I figured it out eventually.
I liked it. I never had seen that scene until tonight, so I really liked that.
Yeah, I had. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, because originally Annie, we revealed her. Unfortunately, it was a lot of. We would have learned a lot more about Annie if it wasn't for all that shit we kept running into with episode 3. Because that's where we got to really like get to know her a little bit better. We found out that she's like the nurse at the camp, and then in this episode we find out that she's religious. And again, in the original version where Annie does not pass away, we get to see that in play a lot more because it's far more interesting. You know, it's like here you have somebody who's super religious, who has the son of Satan. And like they're gonna raise him, there's no two ways about it. They're gonna keep him, and they're gonna. And John struggles with that, and we get to see this kind of transformation in John, and we get to see more of what Annie saw in him. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but who knows? One of these days, maybe somebody will give us money to do this the right way. Well,
yeah, it kind of bums me out because in episode 3. We were supposed to have a scene together, so there was supposed to be like a Annie Alice moment. And I was really, really looking forward to that because not that I have an issue with having scenes with Tony and Dylan. It is very fun to like, I guess, see another side of Alice, her around the girls. So yeah, I was just, I bet that would have been touched on up on had she lived throughout this series, but
It also would have been nice to work with some of the other actors. For me.
Yeah.
But there'll always be more opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You're all a part of the Chase and Shep universe now. So.
No pressure.
Oh yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Zero.
Well, I'll let you guys keep doing. You guys did a great job. I'm very proud of everybody. I'm very proud of this episode, and I'm excited for everybody to see the next few as well. But I gotta go. Brotherly duties call. So.
Uh-oh.
I will.
Bye.
See y'all later.
Peace, Chase.
Almost ended the broadcast. Whoops.
Here, I can just. I would say I could just remove him too. I guess that would have worked. But yeah, no, it was a real fun episode. Like I said, a lot of these things, even though it's more Chase doing all this, so I haven't got to see these full episodes either, just like everybody else. So a lot of this is me seeing it the first time too.
Right.
Who knew Tony was such a good dancer?
I know, right? He killed it.
Crazy.
And then he had to pull me on it with him, and I'm like, oh man, what are we doing here? It's like I guess I do dance because I was dancing my ass off all over that scene, but not good, at least not like that.
Yeah, he started whipping out the dance moves in class, and everyone was like, "What?" Right? I don't get it.
Poor Dylan.
Do that.
It's like you got to do it. You got to do a dance off of this guy. It's like I don't know how Dylan's gonna do anything against this. Fish.
No, I was telling. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was gonna say he stood his ground.
I was saying that I think I told Chase there's a part like in the dance. A lot of the dance, I'm like cheering Jack on. I'm like, yeah. He doesn't include any of that audio, and I wish he did because it's like that part where he's like doing the robot. He like hits his arm, and I'm just like, woo! He cut that out. Like I wanted to hear that.
Yeah, there was a lot of we were all bantering in that background the entire time they were doing their thing.
Yeah,
it was crazy. I wish there was more of that, but we got to get a boom mic. I think next time we do this stuff, a boom mic would help out so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, then you need another person too.
Yeah, that's always the struggle. But we're getting a good little squad built up here of people. We got Easy Eric. He's been helping us out a lot in the background, so we're getting there slowly but surely. One of these days. And like I said, the ideas for wherever Chase wants to go next with this, because some people have been like, "What's next?" We were digging this. I'm messing with it, so it should be pretty fun and interesting. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we can end the broadcast though, and get back to our Friday nights now. We spoke on it a little bit. Back to sleep. Yeah, I know. I feel that. I gotta be. I work at like 6 a.m, so I vibe with that. Yeah, it's always a drag. But again, like he was saying though, we definitely appreciate you guys for everything. I think you guys are killing it on your own, doing your own acting stuff. Definitely want to check out anything else you guys are into now. So if you're ever acting in anything else, shoot it to me. I'll definitely peep it.
Oh boy, yeah, sure. Thank you. It's been an honor working with you and Chase, and I didn't get to work with you, Catherine, but hopefully in the future. So
that would be fun. I'm down.
Yes. It would be dope. It would be really dope. So we'll have to do it. All right. Well, you ladies enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
I'll see y'all later. All right. Peace, everybody.